Now, welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Thor's Lightning Takes. And let's get right to the news.
Disney Plus is pulling a bunch of content. We knew they were planning on it, but now it seems it might be a little bit more than that. We knew they were pulling Willow, which is kind of strange because it's literally they have all the rights to it. They made it exclusively for it. It's not like some of the other things they were pulling, which you're like, well, maybe they didn't exactly have all the rights to those things. But like they're pulling their Mighty Ducks Game Changers too, and
There's a long list of things they're pulling.
long list. And you just wonder why.
Money.
It's always about the money, isn't it?
I mean, I've looked into this a little bit, and this seems shady as hell. It sounds like they just don't want to pay the writers any residuals for people who watch it henceforth.
Right. I know that the writer of the Willow series actually came out and he was pretty angry about this.
Yeah, I think he was posting on Twitter that they have absolutely no reason to do this other than to shaft the writers.
Right, because they can't earn residual money for it because it's not going to be seen by anybody because it doesn't have anywhere to fall back to unless Disney chooses to like sell the licensing of it to some other streaming service.
Yeah, which they've talked about doing, haven't they? Or have they talked about bringing in other streaming services? They've talked about something of cross.
They were going to combine
cross-platform.
Hulu with it, yeah.
I thought it was more than that. I thought they had talked about at one point bringing in more shows from other services or selling theirs to other services.
Right, but no one's going to buy Willow.
I mean,
Sorry.
no.
Sorry, Willow, but no one's going to buy it.
Yeah, I mean, it was rough. You know, part of you feels sorry for the writer, obviously. Another part of you is like, well, you didn't exactly make the best show ever. Mm-hmm. So...
And it doesn't differentiate on this list. It lists Willow and the making of Willow, but it doesn't mention the fact that they have the original Willow movie as well.
Well, they completely own that. I don't think there's any residual rights to that for any writers
But
or actors.
I'm saying when they're taking
right?
things off, I don't think they're taking the Willow movie. I think they're just taking their show and the making of their show.
Well, yeah, because they have to pay. Apparently, I mean, that's probably what this whole writer strike is all about, right? The whole problem with streaming services. Mm-hmm. From what I understand, that's a big portion of it, that you can't you can't really track who's watching what necessarily, especially considering these companies, these streaming services don't put out the numbers. Disney does not give internal numbers of who watched how many hours of what or how many clicks something got.
Yeah, and the big list of everything they're taking down is going into effect on May 26th.
So if you want to watch Willow, and I don't know why, do it now.
Some people...
And a long list of things.
Some
There's
people
like
just want to watch
things.
the world burn.
I mean, it's not that bad, but it's not good.
There are times when it's that bad.
Okay, yeah, it was that bad.
The
I'm really
trolls.
trying to be nice because I actually feel sorry for the guy who wrote it.
I do.
Even though, like I said, you didn't exactly write the best series ever. Yet at the same time, you did put in the work, right? Disney greenlit it. They read the scripts. They went with it. So kind of their fault too, right?
What, the show's only existed on the platform for 6 months? And it's
November.
disappearing?
Yeah, it's been like 6 months, and now
So
that's
that
it.
writer's kind of really is getting shafted.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks for him. But maybe Disney never should have made this in the first place because it sucks.
It sucks for the actors. It sucks for everybody who had a part in making it. Again, you didn't make the best show ever, but you still made something that people should have the right to watch if they're paying their Disney Plus subscription. To just remove something because you're afraid people will watch it and you'll have to pay the people who created it is really horrible.
Yeah. I mean, this is supposed to save them quite a bit of money, but what cost is it to
how much
the
are
service?
How much are they actually saving by removing these shows? I mean, it's probably substantial because they're removing a substantial number of them.
Yeah.
But this just sounds horrible. Like everything the more you look into the practices of these corporations like Disney, it makes you sad because they own so many things you love and appreciate, and you want them to have some moral and ethical integrity. And yet,
integrity? What?
Yeah, integrity. Which seems to be a foreign word to some of these places. But no, you really want them. Like, I want Disney to be something I could root for because they own Star Wars and Marvel and even Willow. They own these things I enjoy, and I want them to, again, have some integrity, have some...
Yeah. Just
That's
like
all.
I want the new Indiana Jones movie to be good. And I know, the early reviews are coming in, and they're mixed right now.
Yeah, well, they showed it at the film festival, and, I mean, you showed it to probably the more highfalutin critics out there. And they weren't impressed from what I understand so far.
Well, one of the nicest reviews out there simply said it's better than Crystal Skull, but that's not saying much.
That's saying nothing.
No, because a lot of things are... I mean, heck,
That's
Willow
like,
was better than Crystal Skull.
That's like saying shooting myself in the foot wasn't as bad as shooting myself in the hand. Like, you both suck. Both left a scar.
Yeah, so Disney, get your act together. Maybe this monetary issue they're having might be a good thing in disguise if they're going to slow down and hone what they're doing rather than just throw content and things out there for their sake.
Well, from what I've read, it seems like they get a lot more views for their films than maybe they anticipated. I mean, Iger has said they're kind of learning as they go. They've just kind of dipped their foot into this whole new platform. And from what I understand, they actually want to spend more money advertising the movies coming to the platform, which is something they don't really do right now. But it turns out a lot of people actually watch the movies on the platform, which I've heard. I've heard from a lot of people that subscribe to Disney Plus that they wait for all the Marvel movies or whatever else it might be to come out and watch them there instead of paying the $25 to go to the theater, even though when you really start thinking about it, you're almost paying that much for the movie anyway because you're paying the $10 or so a month and they only come out every few months.
But there's other things you get as like the side things, so like, yeah, they'll wait.
Well, yeah,
they're
but they're
fine.
removing them now, so... Well, that's, I mean, that's the really weird thing. Every time I hear Iger talk about this, it sounds like he's like, we're going to remove things, we're going to be making less content, but we're talking about maybe charging more money. Like, what?
You can't do that.
Yeah, I don't understand your business model. Like, you're telling customers we're going to give you less, but we're going to charge you more. But it might be better. I mean, it's got to be better than Willow, the series, but... I don't know, man. I really, sometimes you look at what these corporations do, and I know they have the marketing and the research and, you know, the MBAs. These are smart people, and I put quotations around that. And yet you look at it from a practical perspective, a logical perspective, and you can't make any sense of some of the decisions they make.
No, I agree. It is very confusing. And then you see things that are right in front of their face, and they're like, well, why aren't you guys going after these things that people do love, that people want more of, that are going well?
Yeah, But
we don't see more of those.
I don't understand why you don't try to hire people who have a true love and passion for these, and you give them the money it takes, and they make the best shows possible, which makes the fans happy, which makes them, as I was kind of saying before, it makes you want to root for Disney. It makes you feel like they care about you. They're trying to give you the absolute best, so you don't feel so bad about giving them your money.
Absolutely.
You want to give
you feel
them.
There's value there.
Yeah, you feel like you're getting what you're paying for, and that they appreciate your customer. You know, that your patronage, I should say. I don't know.
What's interesting is what we were just talking about, getting more of the things that we actually do like. Think about Star Wars Visions. After the first volume, how many people wanted one of these, if not multiple ones of these, to go on and have a series, and we'd watch it, even if it wasn't canon? We're fine with that. We accept the EU. This would just be part of the EU, and it would just be a cool alternate look at Star Wars. We all wanted Ninth Jedi to continue.
It could be its own EU. It doesn't have to be part of the EU.
Right.
I'm kind of more
it's
and
just
more...
its own Star Wars story.
Yeah, I'm getting more and more open to just having multiple realities that they're not attached. I'm not saying like a quote-unquote multiverse, but you can just have different universes. Mm-hmm. Why not? Why not continue the EU? Why not Disney canon have its own thing? Why not have some of these shows be able to, create something unique in Star Wars?
Right, and part of the reason I have that opinion is because of some of the fantastic works we've got during the Visions runs.
Yeah.
We just heard from Studio Mir, the ones who created Journey to the Dark Head in Volume 2. Very popular. People have seen across the board in the likes and in our particular Discord and stuff when people were rating. This one usually gets consistently rated in the tops.
Very popular with our cat, too, who has come over to join the conversation once you start talking about it.
Studio Mir confirms that they wrote enough world building and characters in this short to expand it to a whole series. And I would love to see a series. The art style was fantastic, and I thought the world that they were creating was very interesting. A world where there's like open war between the Jedi and the Sith. And I was like, yes, let's watch this. I want to see what happens to these two.
You almost wonder if that's what they're really trying to do, some of them.
Is trying to make it more of like a pitch.
Yeah, they're pitching their own idea for a series and
By
seeing, I mean, and then you get to show that to the fans, and the fans get to react, and Disney can decide, or Lucasfilm can decide which ones the fans seem to respond to, and perhaps make a deal.
Well, and this is a way for them to make money. Is this Studio Mir saying are they saying pay us, or we'll pay you for some licensing to let us keep going?
Well, yeah, but that's the problem. If they would put it on Disney Plus, they would have to pay Studio Mir to show it, right?
Yeah.
We
Well,
don't
why
do
can't
that.
Studio Mirror buy from them and be like,
Oh,
we
you mean
want licensing?
Yeah, licensing. I get what you're saying. And
of
put it somewhere
sorts.
else. Okay.
Yeah, and they could then sell it or say, okay, Disney, you can still put it up on your platform, but we want it up here too.
Yeah, we could put it on multiple platforms, and that way Disney doesn't have to pay the residuals, which sounds like a win for them. That sounds like what they care about.
I'm just saying there's possibilities here in the future for Star Wars. Visions shows that. I mean, that's what it is. It's a vision of the future.
It's a vision of potential or possibilities, yeah.
So let's go after these possibilities. I'd love to see Journey to the Dark Head continue. I'd love to see
Ninth Jedi.
The Ninth Jedi continue. These were excellent shorts. And I did feel like both of them had some world building going on, and both of them had stories that they could continue on with.
Yeah, like I said, they almost feel more like a pitch or here's our 15-minute little teaser.
And what's interesting is the way you could almost put these in the same universe.
You could do the anime universe.
You could have this they could have Journey to the Dark Head take place first, and then turns out the Sith are winning the war, and that's where the Ninth Jedi kicks off.
Could be. A lot you could do with it.
Yeah. And I'd just like to see where these two in particular go. As well as, of course, there's a couple others that I was just curious to see what happened to these characters after, because I liked them so much.
Yeah.
Like, I loved the Padawan in Village Bride, and I'd love to see where she goes. I liked Lope and Ocho. I would like to see their story continue.
Nah, they can keep that one.
I want to see what happens to Doll from Screecher's Reach now that she has chosen a side, and will she stay there?
Yeah, I would be interested. I almost wish that Visions was, like Season 3 was a continuation of some stories, or that they would branch out or do a heck of a lot more with it.
That would be great.
It seems like it's such an untapped potential resource here for them.
Mm-hmm.
But again, they have to pay them money, which they don't like to do.
Darn it. Why isn't anyone writing and giving them stuff for free?
I know. Damn those writers actually wanting compensation for their work. What are they thinking? This is Disney. Disney only makes multiple billions of dollars. Like, they need to survive. Bob Iger needs that extra money to buy another private jet or another yacht or something.
They have enough money that they can open a starship and then realize about a year or some later that it's garbage and close it down and lose billions.
Yeah, I mean, that's mind-boggling that they're just kind of closing it down and seem to have no plans to do anything with it. Like, what kind of money are they just dumping? Did they get tax breaks or something from this?
Who can say? Not if DeSantis has anything to say about it.
Yeah, probably going to be a little hard to get tax breaks in Florida for pretty much anything right now, but that is a whole other topic for another time. And so that's all we got for you this time. And now it's your turn to take to the comments below and tell us what you think of any and all of today's news. And let's talk some Star Wars. And until next time, thanks for watching.